Alright, let's get some jams on for this one. Hopefully that's not too loud. Today we are predicting. Alright, sorry, I just have to enjoy this music for a bit. Alright. So, today we are predicting the entire NFL season. Oh yeah. Alright. So the first game, Jaguars versus the Colts. The Colts obviously have a new starting quarterback in Anthony Richardson. I think that he will do very, very well. He has a great chance to potentially even win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. But I have to go with the Jaguars here with all that returning talent, yada, yada, yada. And next, it's the Bengals at the Browns. Now, the Browns are supposed to be the Dark Horse team that's supposed to potentially make the playoffs or even make a little bit of a run. At least get a winning record. But I obviously have to go with the Bengals here. I'm not doing the score thing, by the way. Easily the best receiving core in the NFL. Maybe, probably. They just have a lot of returning talent as well. Joe Burrow, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best. I think that they'll make a deep playoff run as well. And the next, we got Texans at Ravens. Now, the Ravens have brought in all of these studs, or all of these old studs, and OBJ. But the Texans now have C.J. Stroud and, who did they get? Anderson Jr., Will Anderson Jr. Because they got the second and third draft pick. So I have to go with the Ravens here, though, because I feel like the C.J. Stroud just needs a little bit more time to develop. I don't think that he'll be really good right out of the gate, you know. Next, we have Raiders at Broncos. Now, the Broncos were a huge disappointment last year. Absolutely terrible. I don't know how they even won any games. Their offense was so pitiful. But the Raiders, they now have their second year Davante Adams, at least second year with Raiders. And I think that he's going to be a stud. Now, pulling in Jimmy Garoppolo as well from the 49ers to fill in that little gap after they got rid of Derek Carr. So I'm going to have to go with the Raiders here. I don't think a lot of people think that the Broncos are going to actually make a big comeback, but I don't think that's really true. Next is Dolphins at Chargers. Now this is another game that's supposed to be like really, really important, but I don't think that the Chargers just have enough to contain this dangerous Miami offense. This Miami offense is unreal. There are super teams in the NFL, and the Dolphins are two of them. That's how good they are, okay? So we're going to give that to the Dolphins. Now this one's a bit controversial. So the Jets bringing in Aaron Rodgers, Alan Lazard, all those people, they just got released for Hard Knocks. So I'm going to have to go with the Jets here, although I love the Bills, and I think that they will also make a deep playoff run. But right now, as of now, I think that the Bills and the Jets will split the series. So in Buffalo, I think that the Bills will get the win. Now here to probably my favorite games. It's probably going to be one of the most watched games of the season is my Detroit Lions versus the Super Bowl 56, I think, champions Chiefs. This is also going to be controversial because I am a Lions fan, right? Don't get me wrong, I love the Lions. I've been a Lions fan since I was like 7. And the Chiefs have so much superpower. Like, they just have an offensive superpower, right? Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. They might even get DeAndre Hopkins. In Arrowhead, I have to give this one to the Lions because the Lions are going to pull it off. I can feel it. Their offense is definitely enough to their offense is definitely better than the Chiefs' defense. And their defense is also getting much, much better. along with Aiden Hutchinson on one side, and I don't know, like somebody else. We might even get Chase Young out of a potential trade, so we could have one side be Aiden Hutchinson and the other be Chase Young. I think that's his name. So I think that the Lions will get this, and it's not just because of bias. I legitimately think that they have a big chance to win this one. Next, people always say Steelers. Oh, it's their year. Cowboys, sad Cowboy fans. But it's not going to be their year. I don't think that they might make the playoffs. It all depends on what the predictor says. So I got to give that to Sam Fran. I think that Brock Purdy will win the quarterback battle this offseason, and he will be able to lead their team to potentially another deep playoff run. Next is Titans at Saints. Now the Titans, it appears to me and to many, many people that they do not have a very, very good offense. Their offense is trash. Will Levis, it looks like everybody made the right call not drafting him in the first round because he is not looking good right now. I did feel bad for him when he didn't get drafted first round, but, it's just how it goes. So I think that the Saints will win this. It will be a close battle, but I think that, and pretty low scoring, but I think that the Saints will be able to win this. This one is easy Eagles. I don't think that the Patriots, Bill Belichick, will be able to do very good this year, especially with the current predicaments in the AFC East. They have the fourth best QB, and in the AFC East, yada yada yada. I don't think they're gonna do very good. Meanwhile, the Eagles are another superpower. They are an absolute stud machine. They have so many good people on offense and defense. They literally have Team Georgia on defense. So obviously, I'm giving that to the Eagles. The Eagles will easily make a deep playoff run. I can feel it. Unless they come across like a really good team or like some sort of upset, maybe like the Lions or the Saints, or not the Saints, the 49ers. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals at Washington. Now, this is actually going to be way closer than most people think, because a lot of people are all like, oh, Arizona's so bad, but so are the Commanders. The Commanders are so bad, I don't know. The Commanders are just bad, especially in the NFC East. They are not going to be able to compete in the NFC East. I know that for a fact. Same with the Giants. The Giants might make the playoffs, but it's going to be very, 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 very doubtful. So, yeah. And that's why I have the Washington Commanders winning, though. That doesn't make any sense. But I do have the Washington Commanders winning, though, because of just how bad... Actually, no, it's going to be a tie. That's how bad these two teams are. They're going to tie, okay? They're going to tie. Next one, I have the Falcons taking the win over the Panthers. Now, this is also kind of controversial, because the Falcons actually might look a bit worse than the Panthers heading into the season, but I think that they either split or the Panthers tie them next time. So next we have the Buccaneers I forgot to talk about this game a little bit more. I don't know a lot about the Falcons. All I know is that they're kind of mediocre. I do know something, though, about the Panthers, is that they have a stud at quarterback, even though he's very, very short. Bryce Young, first overall pick. I think that he will be very, very good, though, and will easily be in like the top 5 for offensive rookie of the year, because he's good. He's good. Next is the Buccaneers at the Vikings. Now, the Vikings don't have a very good defense, but their offense is very, very good. That's what I'm worried about here. Because the Buccaneers have a pretty solid defense, but not the best, obviously. So they might be able to contain Justin Jefferson and T.J. Hockenson and Addison Madison, whatever his name is. Sorry if I just offended your favorite player, but yeah. Alexander Madison, I think. But I do think that the Vikings pick this up just because I don't think that the Buccaneers will be very good this year, or next year, or the next year, unless they pull something together. Next is the Packers at the Bears. Now, the Bears are another team where it's like, oh, Justin Fields so good, goes blah, blah, blah. But Justin Fields isn't actually that good. I don't have any proof. It might just because he's from Ohio State, but yeah, it really is just because he's from Ohio State. Anyways, I do have the Bears pulling this off though, because the Packers may own the Bears, but actually it's not the Packers that own the Bears, it's Aaron Rodgers that owns the Bears, and Aaron Rodgers is now over in New York, New Jersey technically. So yeah, Jordan Love, I think he will be kind of good this year, but obviously not as good as Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers were in the last 20 years. Bears pull this off with their good offense, and their defense is good enough to stop the Packers. Next is the Rams at the Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks is another really good team on with the receiving core and now the defensive back core. So, sorry. I think that Seattle does win this one. It will be kind of close because I feel like the Rams do. I feel like that Matthew Stafford Cooper Kupp connection is still going to be pretty good, just not as good as it was in 2021 when they won that Super Bowl. So Seahawks pick up that win. I think that they take the Rams out twice. I don't know if the Rams make the playoffs this year. They're very, very doubtful. Next one, Cowboys. Cowboys, after this one, the fans will be saying it's our year, but little do they know that they're playing a broken Giants team that just signed some of their good players like Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. But the Giants aren't going to be actually that good because their defense isn't that good. Their defense is not that good. And the Cowboys has one of the best defenses. And I'm sure that they're going to be angry after what happened in the divisional game against San Fran. So I think they're going to be out for blood this year. But obviously we'll fall short like every year. Alright, week 2. Actually, yeah, I'll do week 2. Then I'll end the video, and then I'll do more of these. Alright, Chiefs get the win against the Jaguars. The Jaguars, again, want blood. Like a true jaguar trying to hunt down a human that is the chief of the Native American group or whatever that's supposed to signify. But the Jaguars will fall short again because I think that the Chiefs are just too good for the Jaguars. The Jaguars did almost beat them in the divisional this year or last year. And I think that there's a big possibility that Jacksonville does come out with this game, but I don't believe all the Trevor Lawrence hype, not gonna lie. Bengals and Ravens. Ravens at Bengals. I think that this one will be a very, very close game because I think that the Ravens and the Bengals will be absolutely amazing this year, but I have the Bengals pulling out this win. And then next time when it's in Baltimore, I think Baltimore will pull that out. Bills or Raiders at Bills. Bills easily win this one. Their defense will hold Devontae Adams, and then their whole offense or the Raiders' whole offense will just shut down. They could hand it off to Josh Jacobs, but Josh Jacobs might actually not be that good. So we'll see if he's good. But I still don't see Buffalo losing this game in Highmark Stadium. I think that Josh Allen and the Diggs relationship will get much better. They might be a bit more angry at it, or Diggs might not be very happy after the last Jets loss, but I think that they will be able to win, and the connection will become more clear. Chargers win this. Again, the same story with last year, or not last year, last week. The Titans don't have a very good defense, or offense, I meant. So if the Chargers can slow down Derrick Henry, they can win the game, basically. So, yeah. Colts at Texans. I think that the Texans pull this off because this is going to be one of the few Texans wins. I'm talking a lot. Sorry, I don't have any water in here. So I think that the Texans win. CJ Stroud maybe gets some touchdowns to Nico Collins and whoever the other person is. I forgot his name. I think that Will Anderson Jr. could potentially sack what's his name again? Oh no, I feel like I'm disrespecting. I think I'm disrespecting him. What's his name? Oh no. Oh no. What's his name? Anthony Richardson. I think that Anthony Richardson will do very good this year, again, like I said with the last week. But I don't think that he can outpower CJ Stroud, especially because the Colts have no wide receivers. Anyways, on to this next game. I think that the Dolphins definitely pull this off against the Patriots. I don't see. I've looked forward in time to see like 14 outcomes, not 14 million, just 14 outcomes, and about 9 of them actually ESPN, and about 12 of them the Dolphins win, and in the other 2 they tie. There's no way the Patriots win this game. I mean, I'm not a very big Patriots fan. Or I'm not a Patriots fan at all, actually. Let's go Buffalo. But yeah. Next one, Browns at Steelers. This is the battle of probably number 3 in the division. This is the battle of number 3 in the division because Bengals will probably get number 1 or Ravens. Ravens will get number 2. So, I think that the Steelers pull this off at home. That home field advantage is really coming into play. Browns just don't have enough or the Browns just don't have enough good cornerbacks for George Pickens. I think that George Pickens, that's his name, right? Pickens gets some good catches and some touchdowns. Maybe some touchdowns, but definitely a touchdown. I think that DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones, let's go blue, and Amari Cooper could also get some scores here. Next one is, but I still have Steelers win. Next one is Jets at Cowboys. Now, this is going to be a very, very close one because, again, the Cowboys have such a good defense. They have this home field advantage. They have one of the best stadiums in the NFL. So I think that the Jets could pull this off, but it's not very likely because the Jets could probably score a few times on the Cowboys, but not enough. I think that the Cowboys win this. Next is Washington at Denver. I think that Denver wins this, even though they have Scary Terry and Jahan Dotson. They don't have a quarterback. If they could get a quarterback that's actually like good, I'm surprised that they didn't take one in the draft. Actually, what was the draft order? So let me actually just pull this up here. Sure, all 7 rounds. That's not what I was thinking. I should have known. Where were they? 16. They did get Emmanuel Forbes, though, and he is a pretty good cornerback. So I think that they will be able to be decent this year, but obviously, or at best decent. I don't think that they can beat Denver, though. I think that Russ comes back from last year and last week and picks up the W here. Next, easily Eagles win. The Vikings might be able to hold in some of the Eagles' talent, but not a lot of it because, again, this whole defense thing. And obviously the Eagles have an amazing defense, so I think that the Eagles easily win this one by maybe 20 points. 20, 25 points. Next, Bears at Buccaneers. This is one that the Buccaneers could win. Same with the Bears, because they have the home field advantage, but they have probably the better roster. So I could go with the tie here, but instead I go Bears. I think that the Bears win this one. I know, that's coming from the Lions fan, but I think that the Bears win this one. Next one, I think that the Packers pick up the... Yeah, the Packers The Packers pick up a win at Atlanta. Again, I don't really know a lot about Atlanta, but all I know is that they're definitely not going to win their division. Probably. It's probably going to be Saints or Panthers. I'm saying. Seattle at Lions. This is going to be an amazing game. This is going to be a really, really good game because we have a lot of stars here playing. Because we could have, like, Amon-Ra St. Brown on Devin Witherspoon. And Jameson Williams can't play. I forgot about that. And then we could have Jahmyr. I forgot to mention Jahmyr Gibbs when I was talking about the Lions against the Chiefs. But I think that while Jameson Williams is out, he's going to be out at the wide receiver. So we could have potentially Jahmyr Gibbs or Devin Witherspoon on Jahmyr Gibbs and Tariq Woolen on Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think that would look pretty cool. Obviously, I think that the Seattle has. I feel like they could be able to get a lot of receiving touchdowns here. This is probably going to be a high-scoring game like last year, except not as high, probably in the 30s. I think that the Lions end up getting it with the home field advantage. Seattle makes it very, very close. They're probably only going to win by about 3, 6, or 7 points. Next, we have the 49ers at the Rams. Now, the Rams, again, I'm saying it's a peculiar team because I feel like it has the power to be better and potentially make the playoffs. But I don't see them winning against the 49ers in Week 2. They might be able to, if they were playing in SoFi Stadium, like Week 14 or wherever, or whenever they play again, then maybe they could win. But right now, they're just no. Brock Purdy gets the W again. Next one is Giants at Cardinals. Obviously, the Giants pick up this one here. This is one that the Cardinals could win, but I don't see it very likely. Because the Cardinals could win, but as of now, it doesn't look like Murray. What's something Murray? Why can't I think of anybody's names? You're not seeing anything. Kyler Murray, right. Kyler Murray is hurt, so he's hurting badly. I don't think he'll be able to play for the first, probably 5 weeks. I haven't seen the actual thingy about that yet, but yeah, I don't think that he plays, so that also does bad things. So Giants win this one. Finally, the Saints at the Panthers. This is one that I think that, excuse me, that either one could come out with, but I won't give it the tie. Instead, I'm actually going to give it to the Panthers. I feel like the Panthers have a good shot at winning the division this year, but so do the Saints. But I think that home field advantage wins. I think that they split the series for sure. Panthers winning now, and then Saints winning later. All right, so that was week 1 and 2 of the NFL season predicted. Stay posted for the other 16 weeks and obviously the playoffs. Like, subscribe with notifications on so you can see when I next post. And I hope you enjoyed. Yeah.